Good day everyone, I am Mark Orcayo and I will discuss to you the elementary ideas of geological investigation. So first, let's cut off and define the phrases. Elementary ideas is an adjective that means of, relating to, or involving the fundamental or simplest aspects of a subject. So mao na siya basic or introduction sa usa ka subject. Today our subject is about geological investigations. That means it involves the study of the geological and tectonic structure of large regions and the solution of problems of stratigraphy. So stratigraphy was discussed in a past reporters, and the genesis or kanang origin or history and age of rocks from a wider point of view. This study involves first the geological mapping of the area for an accurate information regarding sa lithological character or physical characteristics ng rocks. That includes iyang color, iyang composition o texture, mode of origin and petrological features of rocks. So, origin, iyang history, occurrence, or also the chemical and classification of rocks that is found both on surface and beneath. Second is the study of the aquifer structure with special stress on its exposure and relation with other material. So this one is kanang water found underground. So the materials are mga water-bearing permeable rock. It's either kanang naay rock fractures or mga unconsolidated materials. Ang example ana is sand, gravel, and silt. So I divided my report into three: the geological maps, aerial photographs, and test drilling. So first, geological maps. Geologic maps are uniquely suited to solving problems involving earth resources, hazards, and environments. Since geological maps represent sa mga different types of rocks, mga superficial deposits, as well as ang location sang geological structures like ang faults and faults that is also related naman sa mga tectonic plates or movement nila. Geological maps are primarily source of information for various aspects of land use planning. Example is kanang mga siting of building and mga transportation system, and helps identify groundwater aquifers. So, it will locate ka ng mga water supply wells or mga landfills. To read a geologic map is to understand not only where materials and structure are located, but also how and when these features form. So, mahibalaan nato asa sila na-locate, how, paano, o kanus-a na form ang features or kanang sa rocks. Under sa geological maps, we have digital geologic maps. Digital geologic maps are interactive electronic documents that put Earth science issues into geospatial frameworks. These captures ang size, ang shape, ang kalalumon, ang physical and chemical context sa mga Earth materials in that area. So, the combination of geologic maps and GIS or Geographic Information System databases help us address a great variety of complex geologic and hydrologic issues since it allow people nga mo-create, mo-manage, or mo-analyze sa mga information specifically sa location. So, this answer the question, how does subsurface distribution of porous and impermeable rock affect the flow of water, the potential to contamination, and also the volume available for use in that area? Next, we have contoured geological maps. These sections can be prepared from which fairly accurate details will be available for subsurface geology of the area. The hydrologists then can broadly identify the potential water-bearing information from those which are known to be impervious and dry. So because of that, he may then plan kanang mga actual drilling programs for test wells or kanang mga observation wells through the formation that kanang iyahang na identified. So this one is an example of contour geological maps. So ang mga lines kay na ay mga lahi-lahi nga meaning. So lahi sa valley lines, lahi man sa mga basta ka na, lahi-lahi sila kuan Next is basic geological maps. So we under of basic geological maps is kanang hydrogeologic maps and geohydrochemical maps. Hydrogeologic maps is supplemented with information about the water-bearing properties of information as determined from the field observation becomes a valuable document. On the other hand, geohydrochemical maps or geologic maps is made to contain mainly full information on chemical properties and characteristics of groundwater available in the area. So, ang clue word ani is hydrogeologic map. Geological map is information are water-bearing properties, and geohydrochemical maps naman are mga information of chemical properties. This one is an example of basic of hydrogeologic maps. And this one is an example of geohydrochemical maps. Next is aerial photographs. During the recent past, great studies have been made in the use of aerial photography and remote sensing techniques for location of potential aquifers on the globe. The true aerial photographs are taken during aerial surveys aboard planes from near the ground surface. The satellite picture called Landsat imagery are, however, obtained from satellites. In aerial photography and satellite imagery, stress is laid to delineate faults, fracture systems, extensive outwash chains, landforms, drainage patterns, and major recharge and discharge zones. These photographs provide invaluable aids to hydrologists in making them concentrate their surveys and investigation on really potential aquifers. So this one an example of aerial photographs. So mauni sa siya sa una, and then as of today mauni siya. So ga involved mas gachada na anay colors today. So next is uses of aerial photographs in civil engineering projects. So first is preliminary surveys. So kung dako na or dagko na mga scale ang mga engineering projects nga imong ginagama, so mas dali og easy magamit ang aerial photograph or mapping to locate or align sa mga prior to construction. Next is acquisition of land. So in any engineering project, it becomes necessary to acquire portion of private land such as right of way. So the right of entry to private land is, we all know that it is always restricted. In case mulay kag mga transmission line, so masyada nga mugamit na kag aerial photograph para dili na ka muhasol ang mga right of entry to private land. Next is water supply and power schemes. Understanding the nature of the terrain and soil is a fundamental prerequisite to construction of water supply, power, and other schemes. So the selection and supply of reservoir sites, catchment areas, and drum sites have been carried out satisfactorily from air photograph, while approximate capacity of reservoir can be found by ilang gamiton kay stereoscope examination of air maps. Next is the transmission lines. So it is easy to use air photographs kung mo select kag mga actual position of transmission towers, their spacing, foundation of clearance of wires can be easily done on the air photograph with the help of, again, stereoscope observation. And you can also get the approximate height with the help of parallax measurement. Next is the road and railway engineering. Maps produced from the air photographs helps the engineer to align roads and mga railway routes. So by the examination of photographs under stereoscope observation shows ka ng mga main traffic lines or mga vehicular traffic maunay makagama sila layout sa mga road crossing and junctions to avoid traffic. Next is the town and country planning. If na ay mga future development plans, so the aerial photograph is a big help para mo hibalaan ang mga recent nga status or general pictures ang existing nga town or country. Example ana is kanang mga boundary extensions, improvements sa layout sa inyong parks or sa mga buildings. Next is the land drainage and flood preventions. So, ang mga areas like kanang mga large swampy and mga marshy places kay dili na sa accessible sa mga ground surveyor maunay siya mogamit is mag-isip ka magamit og kanang aerial photographs. Air photograph are also identified sa mga different tones. So, mga live vegetation is almost associated with kanang red tones. Sa mga man-made features naman kay mo depend sa composition sang materials. For example, asphalt roads are dark blue or black. Ang gravel naman kay mga lighter colors na depending ra gyapon sa iyang composition. Mga clean concrete kay mga are light and tones. Next is the navigation channels and harbors and coastal defenses. So they are identified by tone variation. Mao to akong example ganiha. So by the different tones ma-identify ang mga nature of banks, soil, presence ng mga sand, and also mapping from them indicates the cast where erosion is taking place and the coastline. Next is the study of geology. So, ang aerial photographs helps the geologists to explore mga underground materials, especially ang mga hidden wealth that are found in rocks that will lead to kanang economic development and success sa atong country. So this one is connected to sa mining projects. So rocks, so also in case of mine exploration, photographs has been an asset to mining. Next is test drilling. It is general practice to dig test wells in the area of investigation after ascertaining the broader geological features of hydrogeological maps. So by hydrogeological maps, so we will know na ay mga available na aquifer or mga water underground. These test wells are meant to provide accurate information on exact nature of geological materials with depth. Second is the capacity of various formation to yield water and the quality of water available. Next is the drilling methods. The common methods are rotary drilling, cable tool drilling, auger drilling. So, and other methods are hand driving, jetting, hollow rod drilling, downhole hammer, dual tube rotary, and sonic. So first, we will define kanang rotary drilling. So in rotary drilling, we have kanang air rotary drilling and mud rotary drilling. So ang air rotary drilling is kanang same ra sila method sa mud rotary drilling, but ang air rotary kay uses air or compressed air to lift and remove sediments that has been drilled through. Ang mud rotary naman is same siya sa jetting, but it has kanang drill pipe kanio mo siya drill pipe and borehole to drill the hole. So the jetting process then uses the mud or clay to lift and remove sediments. So air rotary uses compressed air and mud rotary uses mud or clay to lift and remove sediments. Next is the cable tool drilling. So it's a method where a drill bit is dropped down the borehole, then it is raised and then lowered repeatedly until nakasay mong ganahan niya kalalumon. Next is the auger drilling. So it uses a large kani helical shaped screw to extract materials from the ground. Maura po na siya ang screw rapod ang kanang gapagawa sa mga sediments pato sa land surface. Next is hand driving kana. So mao na siya pinaka sa una jud nga gamit. It uses kanang tools like pick and shovel with a bucket on a rope to remove cuttings. Next is ang jetting. So mao to ganiha, like same siya sa mud rotary drilling but it has kanang drill pipe ra jud. So it is a method of mechanical drilling where high pressured water is forced down a narrow pipe. So mao ni siya ang pressure pump. So musuding tubig and then ang mapagawa siya pod sa sediments nga na break diri sa lalom kay kana ra pod water. Next is kanang hydraulic percussion, also called as hollow rod method. So kaning nga method dili ni siya always nga magamit since dili siya paray sa iyahang kanang sediments nga syara unlike sa mga other methods. Next is kanang downhole hammer kani. So a method of drilling a borehole using a pneumatic or percussive hammer drill mao ni siya. So the rock is fragmented by repeated impaction presented directly sa diri lang area kung asa ni siya. So mao na siya dira ka kanang ma-repeated impaction ang mga sediments dira then mo break dira siya. So this one kay mas ano daw ni costly daw ni nga type of drilling since it is hinay man po ni siya sa operations. No mao na mas siya mas costly. Next is kanang dual tube rotary. So mao ni sikan sinay arrow sa left and right. So mao ni siya ang drill palalom and then ang sediments kay in the middle siya magawas kani siya. Next is the sonic drilling method. So it uses high frequency. So naay operator nga mo control mubutang or control sa specific frequency para mugana kaning drilling method. So that's all. And my geological wonder, I choose kanang first El Zacaton sinkhole. So the sinkhole is the deepest on Earth at 335 meters. The depth of El Zacaton was only found out recently due to a NASA-funded robot test to see how they would act in future missions, such as at Jupiter's moon Europa. Typically, the sinkholes form due to dissolving of soft rock like limestone by underground until eventually the underground holes become so large that the ceiling caves in. However, this one is a bit different in that nearby volcanic activity has increased the local water temperature, averaged approximately to 30 degrees Celsius, and acidity, as well making the waters more sulfurous and rich in minerals. Another neat thing about the sinkhole here is the floating grassland, which are made of travertine or calcium carbonate. So if ganahan ka mo adto and makita siya kani nga link na that is a map. So this one kay naanap po ni sa last nga reporter sa YMH. Next, so that's all and have a good day everyone.